Okay. तो जैसे Robinhood Army नाम है इसका, right? जो initiative है.
The organization is called as a Robinhood Army, and it's everywhere in India, and I would say it's across the world. Canada में पता नहीं है कि नहीं, I'm not sure, but I got inspired. Actually, let me start from the beginning. I've been working with Vasant Lakhani, if you know.
Yes.
So Vasant Uncle is my inspiration. I started with him preparing the food at the shelter and distributing it to them. I liked how he made the goodie bags for them at the end of the lunch or dinner he had prepared. So I started keeping those goodie bags in my car, and I was like, okay, I'm helping locally. You know, like there are so many people in India as well. Like, how can we do something that, what if I can do these goodie bags in India, but how can I send it? That was my question. And I started donating clothes at the same time too, because I was seeing like a lot of people over here on the streets at the intersection. They were, you know, sometimes the jackets were torn. They didn't have, you know, like umbrella. They were all wet. So the jackets, I distributed ponchos, and this is how I started off. And then after 10 years, in last December 2021, that when I went to India, like it was a huge difference for me, like to see like so many people always looking for the food, always asking for the food, always looking for the clothes. Luckily, I had 2 bags, and I got all my old clothes because I have been doing this over here. So I thought of taking all my old clothes over there so that I can distribute it to them. And that was not enough, actually. Totally not enough. Because whenever I went outside, everybody was asking me, okay, I want it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm done with all the clothes. Now what? And I was feeling really, really like kind of sad. Like there has to be something that, you know, we can do more for these people, but how? How was the question? I would say Robinhood Army was on KBC few years back. And I got inspired by that. But at that point, I never thought about it, that how I'm going to kind of, you know, extend my help or how I'm going to get connected with them. But then I thought there has to be something. And I've been following up on Facebook as well. Like every now and then there are these volunteers. They distributed clothes. They distributed food. I think they have an app where the restaurants are kind of connected with them. If they have excess food, they call them, whichever the area it is. In their community, the volunteers, if they are around and if they are free, on their time, they used to go and they get that food and they distribute it even at midnight. So I used to like watch all these things and I'm like, this is so nice, but how can we implement it over here? And me being a vegetarian.
Yeah. So they do it to basically to save the wastage of food also.
Exactly. So they are
there's a double benefit. Then someone is food is not wasted, and you know people are getting fed.
Absolutely. So they're not collecting money actually. They're just getting the excess food, which is kind of, you know, in the restaurant. And even the people at houses, if they're having a big party and there is a, you know, excess food, they used to call them. I don't know how they got connected with that. But yeah, this is how the volunteers, they used to get all the messages that, okay, we have the excess food. This is the area. Is any of the volunteer available at this place at this time? And there have been like so many volunteers who can just kind of, you know, go in their own, I would say not even leisure time, but yeah, probably they just take their time out of their own valuable, like, you know, to just spend it and distribute that food just to see those smiles on their faces, those underprivileged kids and the people on the street. And after that, I was like, okay, me being a vegetarian over here, I don't think so I'll be able to do that. Because even if there is an excess food in the restaurant, that's going to be, if it is chicken, what will I do? I won't be able to do that. What is that I can help from here for our own country? And it happened that this year in March that my husband had to go to India with my mother-in-law, and they had 4 bags. And because I had been to India in December, I knew that people are in need of clothes and food and so many things. So I'm like, you know what? I told my husband that you have to take clothes. And he's like, yeah, I have got 4 bags. Let's do that. So I put it up on my own complex WhatsApp group that if you have any used clothes, no matter what, like the adults or the kids, I'll take them. I got a bunch of it. You won't believe I've got almost like 100 kgs of clothes.
Wow.
Yeah, all the 4 bags were filled. Not only the clothes, I got the shoes, I got the board games, I got school supplies, lots of things. And now the question was, how will I be able to kind of, my husband is going to do it all by himself. If it was me, I know what to do and how to do it. But my husband, I wasn't sure that how he's going to go and do it. Luckily, I was just looking up on the Facebook, one of the I would say the post, and I came across this one volunteer that I got connected with, who is in the same place in Mumbai, in the suburb called Ghatkopar, where my husband lives.
Mm-hmm.
So I contacted her, I talked to her, and I'm like, this is what it is. I have got 100 kgs of clothes. Would you be able to help my husband to distribute it? She's like, this is the first time. We have never done about the clothes. We've been just doing it, the food. I'm like, okay, what do you think? Like, I sent all the pictures. Look, I have got used shoes. I have got so many board games. I have got school supplies. And I see like the slum area, like, the kids, they really need all these things, right? And she's like, definitely, you know what? Ask him to just get it over here and we will help him out. And she's like, I'm so happy to see, like, all these bags, they went. And she's like, this is the first time that we've been doing this. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm like, no matter how it goes, I want to just see this live. So whenever
Mm-hmm.
you're doing that, can you do me a video call? And she's like, sure. They do every Sunday the lunch, like sponsor lunch for those 160 kids in that slum area.
Mm-hmm.
So they took that day, those 100 kgs of clothes to that same area where they distribute the food. And they did all these things. They did video call. And I was like, uncle, can you just give me one more? Because you just gave me the upper ka top. You did not give me the pant. So even that 100 kgs of clothes was not enough. Literally the kids were like, kind of, this is just one you gave me. Can you give me one more? And the volunteers on the ground, like, ma'am, if we are giving them 2 or 3, the others will not be getting it. So I was again like, how can we do more for these people? And that is
Mm-hmm.
how I got the idea. Like,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
keep collecting the clothes from here and send it to India.
So 3-4 bags are okay that you go, you take them with you. That's easy. What about if you get 10 bags? Do you have any plan how those going to go?
If,
I
sorry,
so
10 bags.
if you have 3-4 bags, I know you can take with them with your own flight. But if you are asking if other people are interested in helping you, and if you get more clothes, say if you get 10 bags, 15 bags, then how do you have any plan? How are you going to ship them?
That's
I know you ground level, you have got help, and then as you mentioned that those were not enough and volunteers are there. And you said volunteers are all over the country?
volunteers are all over the country. Every nook and corner, there are volunteers, and I am trying to connect with as many as places, as many as cities that I can be. Right now, I'm connected with Mumbai. I'm
Right.
connected with Gujarat. I just emailed that I need to be connected with Delhi and Punjab because I have few friends over here who would like to send it to Delhi and Punjab and would like to celebrate their birthdays by sponsoring food to their own home cities.
Okay. So basically you're also looking for help in other cities or
Yes,
people who want to send these kind of stuff that they don't need anymore. They want to send it. Okay.
absolutely. So far, I spoke to one of the I would say the person that who showed interest in it. He is ready to ship it from here. The only thing is it's going to cost a lot for us. 23 kg, it's $250. So
200.
23 kg of that box of used clothes, it's
Yeah.
$250. So
Okay.
for each boxes, if I have like for an example, say 100 kgs of clothes, if we calculate it's $1,000. And I would think that that's kind of mere waste of spending the $1,000. Instead, we can just buy new clothes in India, right? If you just kind of convert that amount to Indian currency, it would be like
Right.
50,000 rupees, right? That we can buy new
Yes.
clothes for them. And
Right.
again, I came to know that even the people who are receiving at their end in India, it's kind of a complicated right now because Modi ji has made it, I don't know, something different. So people receiving on their hand will be paying the duty charge. So one box, which is of 23 kg, they will be paying 5,000 rupees each. So that's a lot of money, but I have a couple of options that I'm looking into. It is either Robinhood Army itself as a registered organization, the nonprofit organization can help us on that ground in receiving. And if we can register that over here, I guess probably that would make it easier for us to send it free of cost or maybe minimum cost.
Okay, but cost, receiving and cost can be saved at that end. But what about sending from here? So that $250, that's not going away.
Yeah, and the other option that I have been doing it so far is any of my friends who are any of the people that I have come across who is going to India, I have requested if they can carry some. So they have been carrying like 10 to 35 kgs. And another option that I'm thinking is I'm planning to kind of give them $100 on their baggage. Just take 23 kgs of those clothes. $100 is nothing. $100 is just 5,000 rupees. And in 5,000 rupees, we are not going to get, one pair of clothes, right?
So taking people flying to India in different cities, different metropolitan cities, if they take extra one bag, so airlines charge just $100 extra.
I think from here, one sided it is $100. From the other side, if they want to bring their own stuff, then they can just pay by themselves. But I can make arrange it in such a way that I can pack it in a box and then they take that box to India. And the volunteer will go and pick it up from their residence and go and distribute it to the place where it is needed.
I'm sure if you give the box, and I think there are enough generous people, they can pay that $100 also as a donation.
Exactly.
And take that box with them. I think that's something doable.
Yeah.
Possibly we can explore ways, to get something going like this. Anybody going, and then they can voluntarily let us know that I'm going. I can take one box, two box, and then this kind of thing can be done. I think.
Absolutely.
We need to find a way. So this. Let's talk about this organization, this Robinhood Army. So this is a registered charitable organization, and they started operation in India.
Yeah, they started
It's a
operation in India.
it's a Indian company.
Yeah, the founder of this Robinhood Army, his name is Neil Ghosh.
Okay.
And he's one of the partner in Google. And there's another co-founder, his name is Sanchit Jain.
Okay.
If you want, I can just share some of the videos that I had emailed Neil Ghosh personally to get some resources to kind of, spread awareness in Canada. So he sent me few videos of his own and how the Robins are working, how he came up with this idea, how he was on KBC with Amitabh Bachchan and Kajol was there at that time when he was on KBC. And whatever the amount he won at that time, I think he contributed that one to, that's called, just a moment, I think it's called Akshaya Patra Foundation. So he donated that amount, 6,40,000 rupees to Akshaya Patra Foundation. So he did not, at that moment, even though when he had his own organization, he did not take any money for his own organization. So it's a zero fund organization.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So do you want me to kind of share those videos?
Yeah, you can send me by email or WhatsApp, and then
I'll do that.
I can take a look.
Sure.
So do you know why this name, it's like Robin Hood Army kind of, it's usually in India people, as you just mentioned another name, Akshay Patra, इस तरह के कुछ नाम लोग रखते हैं जनरली चैरिटेबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के,
Yeah.
पर ये थोड़ा सा इट साउंड्स लिटिल बिट इंग्लिश और समथिंग मे बी कोई बाहर से शुरू हुआ और वो इंडिया में कॉन्सेप्ट किया, ऐसा नहीं है, ये इंडिया की ही ऑर्गेनाइजेशन।
India ki army hai. I think I'm not very sure about it. I've heard about this one as something that Robin is a bird, right? So they want to fly everywhere and they can reach everywhere. This is what I'm just half off. I'm not pretty sure about what exactly, but yeah,
Right,
everyone
right.
who hears about the army, we think about the army is actually, protecting the country. So this is where he wants to kind of come all the volunteers together and help our country to eradicate hunger in our for our citizens. So that's
So
what.
for now they have been just working on the field of feeding hungry people and save food wastage and take this food to the people who need it. So far they have been working in this only, so they don't have any other areas they are working in, like schools or
So
any shelter or anything like that.
yeah, so they started up with this actually the excess food call, but then it extended to like people who want to sponsor. So like for an example, I'm sponsoring from here to celebrate other people's birthday. I mean, for an example, if my birthday, I want to celebrate it, I sponsor those 160 kids by feeding them. So what I do, I don't have to pay the volunteer who is on the ground. I directly talk to the vendor who is going to send the food to them.
Okay, so they don't accept any money or they don't collect any donations, anything. So everything is just goes directly to the needy, or if anything is being purchased, it goes to the vendor directly.
Absolutely. It's a zero amount. So none of the volunteers are paid. None of the volunteers are getting money on it, even though they are there on the ground. They give me all the account details of the vendor. Sometimes I talk to the vendor directly. Sometimes they talk to the vendor directly and get everything done, arrange all the food delivery. And the most amazing part is I don't pay the money beforehand. I pay after the kids are being like kind of fed. And when they are satisfied, after 1 week, I get the invoice and I do the payment later on.
So let me ask you directly. So what motivates you to do this?
So as I said, I really want to help my country. I really want to help those people that I had seen when I went after 10 years in December. I saw like so many people were looking for food, asking for food. They were not even having clothes on their body. And I felt really bad that sitting over here in Canada, it feels so good that we have got whatever we have dreamt of, whatever we have like kind of, we get food, whatever we think of that, okay, we want sweets. But when I went over there and saw that those kids, they're all crying all the time that they didn't have. Some people I saw when I went at night at 11 o'clock when I finished my dinner at the restaurant, and when I came out, they were staring at me like kind of, thinking that she's going to give me some food at least. And when I literally went and asked them, are you hungry? And they said, yes, we did not have food at all. I'm like, then how could you sleep? Like, yeah, this is what it is, our life is. And I'm like, oh my goodness, look at that. I just had my dinner and these people on the street, they are sleeping without the food. So, and I've been watching all these videos on the Facebook. So I'm like, okay, let's connect all the dots somewhere and let me see that how can I make kind of some difference? I know I'm not going to change, but I can make a little difference in their life.
We're living in 21st century, and we're seeing India making so many progress in different areas, and kind of in some areas, India is even playing a leading role. And knowing all this seems so untrue. Sitting here, you know, it looks something of the past, and hearing this firsthand, it looks like the problem. जब से देश आजाद हुआ है, गरीबी हटाओ और भूख हटाओ के नारे लगते रहे हैं, वो अभी तक वो चीजें खत्म नहीं हुई हैं.
No, I that's what even I thought. Like after going, I mean, I went after 10 years, and when I saw like, oh, there are so many big buildings. Oh, this has changed, that has changed. I couldn't even find my own building where the roads were like kind of, the streets looked totally different. but the people were still there, like, sitting down, looking for food. There were kids, there were babies, did not have milk to drink. There were so many times it happened that those people who were feeding their babies, the newborns, they came up to me and like, can we get some money so that we can get some milk for our, babies? And I'm like, seriously? I mean, really, people are not getting enough over here? I'm like, what and how can we do that? By sitting over here, we always think, oh, in India, it is developing, everybody is getting, but it's not the truth. If we go one of the nook and corner, if we see at night, especially, there are people who are just starving and they're going to sleep without the food.
What city was that again?
I was in Chennai and I was in Mumbai as well, both the cities.
And you experienced the same thing, both metropolitan cities?
Yes, both the cities.
And do you think those people were locally from Mumbai and Chennai, or were they from small villages, moved to Mumbai in the hope of in the search of job or food or better life? Is that so, or they were just local people there?
No, they were just the local people. I saw that they were just on the streets. They were just kind of, had a little bit, I guess probably a hut, which was made of straw, or maybe just kind of some bricks here and there. And they had a mat outside on the street and they were sleeping. They just had one small, I would say, the clay pot for water in that. And that's it. Absolutely nothing. Some vessels here and there, or I would say nothing else that I could see. Then I'm like, am I still in this city? I was brought up in this city, and in Mumbai I was born. So when I went there too, and I'm like, oh my God, the children are still on the streets and the roads without the clothes. They're on their bare feet. So seeing all those things, I literally thought, like, not only the used clothes, but of course, used shoes or whatever we could, donate it from here. And even I don't think so they would be going to school. And the other thing, let me just share this one, that when COVID hit, Robinhood Army had started like giving tuitions, free of tuitions. All those volunteers, they went and they taught them, like, because the schools were closed. So the people who were on the streets living, they couldn't go anywhere. So this is how they started their teaching them with the small books and some school supplies and everything. And after seeing that, I had made some videos from here too, because they asked me, how can you help us? And I said, you let me know how can I help from here, because I'm not on the ground to come and teach them. But me as being a special needs teacher, I can somehow help them. And you tell me what is the way that I could do. And they said, if you can make some videos and then we can share it to them. So I did make some videos, but then ultimately it seems that they said that we don't have iPads or we don't have resources to go and show it to them. Not everyone has got that one. So it's only the volunteers on the ground who has got those, books or pencils. They can go and teach them. So I'm so sorry, ma'am, that you are interested in that, but we are not able to kind of, get those videos from here and share it. Sometimes the Wi-Fi is not working.
Yeah, that's a real problem. But I think that problem can be solved, or I had a solution, and even I thought about it. But as you know, it takes a lot of efforts, resources, and manpower to implement something like that. And so I had an idea, a virtual classroom or virtual school idea, where there is a place, a projector, computer, and a volunteer there. And then people like yourself, they can, via Zoom and other medium, they can teach, and then coordinator will be there to play or to maintain that projector and computer, and all the students can just all together in one room, they can study. So
Yeah.
so I don't know if you can share that, but again, it requires a little bit more resource. It needs a setup, a
Yeah.
room, projector, computer, and I know we know securities are also concerned there, so it has to be properly secured.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
But it's I think about education, providing education to those kids, better education, not only education, because I think education, a lot of schools are running, but we can question about the quality of education. Governments have schools, So I always think about better education, but what you are sharing is is basically very surprising. They don't, if when they don't even have food to eat, what to talk about education.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where I guess probably this is where Robinhood started their um, project of eradicating hunger with the excess food call. And then people have started like kind of helping in sponsoring. And now I'm helping them in sponsoring from here. So on different bases, like people can celebrate their birthdays, any of the special days that they can, transfer the money to me, and I can transfer it to the vendor, or sometimes I just give them the account details of the vendor that they can just do it if they have the Indian account directly. So even I'm not involved in it. And there is zero amount again. And not only that, they have different projects every month coming up. So next month is going to be like they need 300 notebooks. And this is every cities have every different projects. It's not only like I'm connected with one city. As I said, I'm connected with Mumbai, I'm connected with Gujarat. And in Gujarat, there are different suburbs in different towns. Right now it was Diwali, so they needed Diwali sweets. So I sponsored almost, I would say, 180, I guess probably, yeah, 180 Diwali sweets box in Gujarat. We made some Diwali gift hampers in Mumbai. We got some new clothes for the 45 kids in one of the suburb in Mumbai again. So I'm connected with Borivali, I'm connected with Ghatkopar. I'm not sure if you know all the other suburbs in Mumbai.
No, I come from Delhi, so I
Okay.
don't know much about Mumbai.
Okay, just like how you have Chandni Chowk and the other like this.
Yeah, I got the idea. Yes,
Yeah, so
yes,
this is exactly, and how we have Burnaby, Vancouver, we call it as like Coquitlam, right? This is
yeah.
exactly Bombay has got it. So I'm connected. So every suburb has their own volunteers and they are, doing different things. So they I came to know with from word of mouth from different volunteers that, I'm sponsoring and I'm helping out. So they contacted me. They said, okay, we need 45 kids, new clothes for the 45 kids over here. We need gift hampers for 160 kids. We need 180 sweets boxes. So if you can do that. So I did that one last month in one day. That is why there were lots of messages going on to the group, one of the group. It happened in 4 different cities, 4 projects in just one day. And next month we are coming up with school supplies. So there are 300, I think, notebooks that they require that they have asked me to sponsor. And I said yes to it, which is going to be in one of the suburb called Prabhadevi in Mumbai. And there is one more, Borivali. They are also coming up with the same school supplies they are looking for. And in December, they said that they are looking for the blankets, jackets, because it may get colder. Last year, it was unexpectedly cold in winter.
So 300 kids, school supply for 300 kids that you mentioned.
Yeah.
So how much is it going to cost you?
300 notebooks, they said. So
300 notebooks.
300 notebooks. So I guess one per one notebook. So I'm assuming it is 300 kids. Or
Okay.
I haven't got the clear picture of it, but this is what they are working on it. And they said that they are going to contact me and give me an exact amount and exact details of what it is. So
Do you have any idea how much that is going to be?
everything so far has not gone more than 15,000 rupees.
Okay, so it's roughly $250 to $300.
I would say $150 to $200.
$150. Okay.
Yeah. So whatever I've done, it has always like kind of a limit of $150 that I have transferred from here. So
Okay. And then you pay this money directly to the volunteer or to the vendor?
to the vendor. So they give me the vendor name. He is either, I guess, probably a wholesale store supplier. He's also doing a noble cause. He's also involved into this. So he's also not charging any of the commission. And
आप थोड़ा सा ऊपर हो सकते हैं आपका ना कैमरा में से just in case if we share this short version of it with someone, and maybe if someone gets inspired by the work that you're doing, and if they want to also contribute. So, doing this so far, sitting here in Canada, doing something in India like that, always a trust factor is there. I've been involved in so many fundraisers and other organizations personally, and always people, they do help, but they always ask questions. And these questions are good questions and the valid questions. And it always comes down to the trust. How can we trust this organization? How can we trust the money that is we are giving is going to the real cause, or the needy ones are going to get it? So can you share something where people can find it easy to trust this organization?
So yeah, that's what I said. I have got lots of videos that I would like to share. So if you want, I can send it to you on the WhatsApp that you can see how the founder itself is not collecting any money. And even from here, when I'm sending it only to the vendor. So first of all, if for an example, if you want to sponsor, I would ask you, you can send that money to the vendor directly. If you say that you do not have an Indian account and don't want to do it directly by yourself, then you can e-transfer it to me, and then I have an account that I can do it. So I always give a chance. I always give an option to the people who wants to sponsor that you can pay it by yourself, so that I'm not involved either into this one. I'm not getting money. Neither of any of the volunteers on the ground are getting money. The vendor, you can go onto the Google and see that the vendor has got his name, and you can talk to the vendor also that he's the guy, and he's not charging any commission on it.
Or maybe their own relative, or maybe their relative can help them find their own vendor. Is that a possibility?
No, this vendor is actually being referred by the Robinhood Army only. They have actually connected with them, so
So
that
every city they have their selected vendors.
selected vendors. Yes. I
Okay.
cannot go to my own vendor. I cannot go to any of the person saying that, okay, you do it and I'll be paying you the money. It's not like that. So they have their own vendors, and I have to go through them only.
And why is that?
So
So if school children need notebook, so how does it matter where the notebook is coming from? Which vendor is supplying? Is there any reason behind it?
they try to get at the minimum cost. Everybody over there is going to charge you the commission or the manufacturing rate or whatever it is. They are going to do that. But the vendor who is connected with the Robinhood, they are not charging anything on top of it. So they are going to give you at the minimum cost. So when I did my sanitary pads distribution, you won't believe I got one sanitary pad, a pack of 20 each in there, just for 35 rupees. Oh, it's just for 35 rupees. If you go to any of the pharmacists, you will get it at least for 130 rupees to 200 rupees, but there will be inside only, say, 5 to 10 pieces, like, pads in there.
Right.
But I got it for 20 pads just for 35 rupees. Those were eco-friendly.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
So
Right. So there's a real cost saving, and so basically value for money too.
absolutely. And the vendors, as I said, they are also involved into this noble cause, so they don't want to charge their commission on top of it. And if you see the food which is distributed to those kids, 160 kids, if I'm paying it, I'm paying only 9,000 rupees. The meal that is being served to them, it's only 9,000 rupees. So per plate, you can see maybe around 55 to 80 rupees. Who is going to charge 55 to 80 rupees just the whole meal? And that will be like sabzi, roti, dal, chawal, and one sweet in that. So 5 items in that container. Nobody's going to give us just for 80 rupees, right? And for 160 kids, I have not given so far more than 9,000 rupees.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. So that's where that I really trust Robinhood Army because of this. And that's the most amazing part, as I said in the beginning, that I never pay beforehand to them. I always pay after the kids are being served, after I come to know that the kids are satisfied. I come to know from the volunteers that everything was perfectly done by the vendor, and then I go and pay to the vendor. I mean, transfer it to them.
So coming back to the help that you are seeking from the local Vancouver Indian community, so what kind of help are you looking at right now?
So any help, they can transfer the money, they can send me the used clothes. And again, sending the used clothes, if they voluntarily want to, pay for the allowance, which is now because of so much of restrictions that we have, people can carry only either one bag or two bags. And if we are sending the extra baggage to them, say even 23 kg, that's going to cost us $100 more. So if anyone would like to come and, readily sponsor for those things, or any of these things that I'm doing, like cataract operation is being done for them, school supplies are being sponsored, food, every Sunday, the food is being sponsored to those kids, new clothes, if they want to, like they can come up with the ideas and the volunteers are ready to do whatever based on the sponsor's request.
You mentioned cataracts, eye surgery.
Yes,
They're doing that too.
they're doing that too. So we did have 4 of them who had to go undergo the surgeries. It is just pending. It's because those people are really scared of undergoing those surgeries right now. And we are trying to convince them. The volunteers are trying to convince them. It's taking a little bit more time than expected for them to undergo that. But once it is done, we have got, sorry about that. The minimum cost, I guess, probably I think they said only 8,000 rupees per person. Oh, less than 8,000 rupees from the blood test till the surgery is done, and giving them some ration at the end of it.
And where are those people?
Those people are in Mumbai Ghatkopar.
Oh, they are in Kolkata. Okay.
Yes. There are only 4 people right now. We have done that. Those were the eye camps, the free eye camps that they had done it. But yeah, they are still not ready to go for the surgeries, and we've been waiting. We have already got the sponsors who is also waiting to transfer the money to the clinic that we have already connected, and we have come to a minimum cost for those things. But yeah, once they are ready and they undergo, we can do that.
So all the camp has already been organized or already held, and then clinic has already been identified. It's just and then when they are ready, the sponsors will pay the money directly to the clinic.
Yes.
Interesting. That's very interesting. So money goes directly to the vendor or clinic or whatever supply is being supplied, not to the organization. So there is no chance of getting this money being manipulated or portion of money being spent in not in the areas where the sponsors are sponsoring the money for.
Absolutely not. Nobody is going to get the money on the ground at all, and nobody is interested. That's what I came to know from all the volunteers that my husband personally had an experience when he was there on the ground. They all were very helping. They all were willing to do their part of it, taking their time during the weekend, every Sunday coming, and I would say a couple of hours or more than a couple of hours they were spending. So even during Diwali.
Nice. And for the help that you're seeking locally here, do you have monetary wise, do you have any figure that you have in mind that you need to need this much of money, or you're asking this much money for whatever projects you have in mind? Do you have a number?
Again, I don't have any number because I don't want to keep any kind of money in my own account. So as it comes from the volunteers on the ground for their own requirements, as I said, that they are looking for 300 notebooks. So once they give me the exact details, I will just post it on all the other groups that the sponsors, the friends are looking for it. And yeah, so the exact amount, once I come to know that this is the amount, like 15,000 rupees, I will just post it on the group. I'm looking for 15,000 rupees for this place. And
It's easier when when you have a goal or any otherwise it becomes vague. People don't know where to help, what to help. If my personal suggestion would be, just speak to the volunteers at ground, ask them what they need, and see how much it is going to cost, and see how much you are willing to help, and then say what is the extra amount. I'm sure, community has always been helpful whenever, I, or along with other organizations, and I've, even during COVID time, even we run campaign twice. Within a month we had two campaigns running, and both of them, I think we were able to raise more than 20,000 in total, including both campaigns. So people are willing to help. There are, um, people like yourself, who want to give back to the community, give back to their root. And also I always use the hashtag called give back to India. So मैं हिंदी में कहता हूँ लोगों से, हम लोग इंडिया से आ गए हैं, मुझे भी 15-16 साल हो गए यहाँ पे, आपको भी काफी समय हो गया है, तो हम लोग वापस तो जाने वाले नहीं है, तो हम कहते हैं कि आप, यू कैन नॉट गो बैक, बट यू कैन गिव बैक.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you totally. Um, I do have, it's not an exact amount, I would say, but what they do is every month they have different project. So right now they are done with the Diwali project, and they had a goal of this is 160 kids in this part of the city. 150 kids in this part of the city requires this. So altogether that I had collected money. When you were there at the Garba event, you saw that I was doing the raffle draw, that I was collecting some money. That $186 that I collected from that raffle draw, that I had put it in some into that gift hamper that went into Mumbai, some into the Rajkot city that they were looking for Diwali sweets boxes. Some sponsors here and there who came voluntarily forward and said that I want to give $50, I want to give $55. And it just came to me. Like, so I got almost like $450 altogether just for the October month. And that went into all these, like the gift hamper, the new clothes, and the Diwali sweet boxes. And there was a food sponsoring food for the 160 kids. So everything, that amount has been distributed into different cities.
Yeah, I know it's a huge country, and then every nook and corner, doesn't matter which city or which town or which province, state you come from, जहाँ चले जाओ वहाँ आप हेल्प कर सकते हो, no matter what you do. कैटेक सर्जरी करो, स्कूल की सप्लाईज दो, फूड दो, कपड़े दो, country is progressing, as it's like, somebody, I read somewhere, India is like a snake. Tail is still in 16th century, and hood is in 21st century, and people are all around it.
All around.
तो किसी की लाइफ तो अभी भी 16th सेंचुरी की चल रही है बेचारे की, किसी कोई 21st सेंचुरी की लग्जरी लाइफ जी रहा है, महंगी से महंगी कारें हैं, महंगे से महंगे कपड़े पहन रहे हैं, और कई लोग कुछ बेचारे बीच में है, जो ऊपर से ना ऊपर जा रहे हैं ना नीचे जा रहे हैं, बीच में पिस रहे हैं. तो हर तरह के लोग हैं, और अब जैसे हम यहाँ अच्छी लाइफ जी रहे हैं बाय द ग्रेस ऑफ गॉड, तो लेकिन कुछ वापस देना चाहते हैं, आप जैसे लोग कुछ देना चाहते हैं, तो ये एक अच्छा माध्यम है. जितना भी अपने अपने तरीके से आप भी कर रहे हैं छोटे छोटे एफर्ट्स, और मुझे लगता है छोटे छोटे एफर्ट ज़्यादा मीनिंगफुल होते हैं, जो हम छोटी छोटी हेल्प करते हैं. बड़ी बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन तो बहुत हैं, लेकिन वही फिर अगेन मैं वही कहता हूँ, ट्रस्ट की बात आती है. पता नहीं, लोग सोचते हैं डोनेशन देंगे इनको, कहाँ जाएगा. तो बेटर है खुद ही जुड़ जाओ, अपने अपने लेवल पर खुद ही करो. और जैसा एक मोदी जी की स्पीच मैंने सुनी थी, उन्होंने बड़ा अच्छा बोला कि आप कंट्री के जितने भी बाहर लोग रहते हो, तो यू बिकम द एम्बेसडर्स ऑफ इंडिया. आप कल्चर की बात करो, आप लोगों को बताओ, 5 लोगों को इंडिया भेजो. आज ही मैं सोशल मीडिया पे किसी से 1 घंटा सवा घंटा मैं इसी चक्कर में, उसने इंडिया को कुछ बोल दिया, हिंदू धर्म को कुछ बोल दिया, अज्ञानतावश. अज्ञानी है या ज्ञान नहीं है, या गलत उनको नॉलेज फीड की गई है, उनको पता ही नहीं है हिंदू धर्म क्या है या इंडिया कहाँ है. तो अगेन सब लोग तरक्की नहीं कर रहे हैं, कंट्री इटसेल्फ में भी प्रोग्रेसिंग, बट नॉट द पॉपुलेशन एट लार्ज इज
Yeah.
प्रोग्रेसिंग एट द सेम पेस। एंड बहुत बहुत एरियाज में हेल्प कर सकते हैं। और तो ऊपर मेरा आपसे फिर से वही सुझाव है प्रीति जी, कि एक आप बजट बनाएं
अच्छा।
कि ये प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, और इन इन प्रोजेक्ट्स में इतनी इतनी धनराशि की आवश्यकता है। और अगर आप क्या क्या माध्यम है, ये जो आपने एक बताया कि खुद देना चाहें खुद दे दें, अगर आप नहीं दे सकते तो आपके माध्यम से देना चाहें आपके माध्यम से। पर एक आप गोल बनाएंगे और लोगों को पता चलेगा इन सब चीज़ों के बारे में। आई एम श्योर छोटा मोटा, जैसे मुझे नहीं लगता आपका कोई बहुत बड़ा अभी गोल है, तो आप जो भी गोल मुझे लगता है आप बनाएंगे वो आराम से अचीव हो जाएगा। और ऐसी कोई शायद कोई डेडलाइन भी नहीं है वहाँ, तो एकदम रेगुलर बेसिस पे ज़रूरत पड़ती रहती है, इस महीने नहीं तो अगले महीने। तो आप बना लीजिए। और अगर आप चाहोगे तो आप अपने नाम से, इजी तरीका यह है कि नॉट एवरीबडी टेक्स दैट मच टाइम और दैट मच एफर्ट, बट वो कोई और कर रहा होता है तो उस पर अगर ट्रस्ट बन जाता है तो लोग कहते हैं ठीक है, मैं डोनेशन दे देता हूँ, आप कर लो बाकी जो करना है। तो इजियर प्लेटफॉर्म जैसे है, अगर आप उसको यूज करना चाहें लोकली, जैसे गो फंडमी पे एक फंड रेजर क्रिएट किया जा सकता है, और उसको सब मिलके जो लोग सहयोग करना चाहते हैं उसको, उसमें सारी डिटेल दी जा सकती है, सारा वीडियो जो भी आपने वीडियो है सब वीडियो, मैसेजेस, पिक्चर्स, इट्स वेरी इजी टू कनेक्ट दैट वे। तो
ओके।
आप उस प्लेटफॉर्म पे अगर आपको हेल्प चाहिए तो आई कैन हेल्प यू अप, हैव डन यू इन पास्ट। तो
श्योर।
$500, $1000, इट कैन बी इजीली रेज, उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है। और आई एम श्योर आप फ्यूचर में बड़े बड़े गोल भी रख सकते हैं अगर आप इसको कंटिन्यूस बेसिस पे करना चाहते हैं। कुछ इसको एनुअल फंड रेजर भी कर सकते हो। एक बार एनुअल फंड रेजर किया, और छोटे छोटे सबसे अच्छा तरीका तो वही है, कम्युनिटी के छोटे छोटे इवेंट्स होते हैं वहाँ, जैसे आपने रेफरल ड्रॉ किया था गरबा में, तो अभी भी एक फ्राइडे को एक इवेंट हो रहा है, मैं उनके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से बात कर सकता हूँ अगर वो अगर हेल्प कर दें। इनफैक्ट वो करने ही वाले हैं, उस स्कूल उसमें उन्होंने बोला है जो भी नेट प्रॉफिट होगा या नेट प्रोसीडिंग्स उस इवेंट की होगी, दे आर गोइंग टू हेल्प ए स्कूल अगेन बैक इन इंडिया। तो वो स्कूल मुरादाबाद में है। तो वो स्कूल जो है आदिवासी बच्चों को और अनप्रिविलेज्ड बच्चों को एजुकेशन देते हैं। तो वो जितनी भी धनराशि वो जो खर्चे वर्चे निकाल के नेट प्रोसीडिंग्स होगी वो सारी वहाँ जाने वाली है।
दैट्स गुड, दैट्स गुड।
तो
सब।
इस तरह के काम हो रहे हैं और लोग अपने अपने स्तर पे कर रहे हैं। और पर आई एम श्योर मैं पूछ लेता हूँ उनसे, अगर आपका कुछ रेफरल ड्रा का अगर वो अलाउ कर दें, नहीं तो और किसी इवेंट में सही। और नहीं तो आप गोफंडमी पेज क्रिएट करो, और आप उसको अपने पर्सनल लेवल पे सारी डिटेल डाल दो उसमें, और उसको हम सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू, अपने ग्रुप के थ्रू, और अपने अपने पर्सनल प्रोफाइल्स के थ्रू उसको शेयर कर सकते हैं। आई एम श्योर ये $500,000 रेस करना कोई मुश्किल नहीं होना चाहिए।
नहीं, मुश्किल तो ज़रा भी नहीं होती। आप जैन कम्युनिटी को तो जानते ही हैं। मुझे
जी जी
बहुत अच्छी तरह से मुझे वहाँ से सपोर्ट मिल जाता है। विजय अंकल जी भी हैं।
जी।
काफ़ी काफ़ी हद तक मुझे, वैसे मैंने कहा कि $420 लाइक एवरी मंथ मेरा इतना तो हो ही जाता है। सो
हम्म।
मिनिमम, सो इट्स ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं कहाँ से लाऊँगी अभी, कैसे करूँगी? इन लोगों ने प्रोजेक्ट ये है, ऐसा फुलफिल कैसे करना है, राइट? सो
राइट राइट।
जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स वहाँ पे होती है, मैं और भी सिटीज़ को जाके पूछती हूँ कि अगर आपकी कोई रिक्वायरमेंट है, यू कैन जस्ट कम एंड लेट मी नो। I'm ready to help you, even though I don't have the funding right now, but I can always, like, fundraise it. I can do that. And I have done that one. Even in couple of days, I have got that one. So I'm very, I would say, thankful to our community. Not only the Jain community, I would say the whole community in Vancouver, where as soon as they come to know from any of the groups that I have posted, they always have come forward and they have donated. So thanks to everyone, I would say. Yeah, whoever have supported me so far.
क्या नहीं, आप अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, और अच्छे काम में जैसे मैंने कहा कि बहुत लोग होंगे जो इग्नोर करेंगे, लेकिन बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे भी हैं जो जो हेल्प करना चाहेंगे।
Yeah.
तो बस उन तक सही बात और सही तरीके से पहुंचाने की आवश्यकता होती है। अगेन जैसे मैंने कहा, वो ट्रस्ट वाला फैक्टर रहता है, वो वाला वो एस्टेब्लिश हो जाए तो फिर कोई नहीं इशू है। तो
Absolutely.
आप इसको कर लो। और तो अगर जैसे आपने देखा होगा, मैंने एक अभी नया इनिशिएटिव शुरू किया है, ATI Vancouver.ca।
Mhm.
अगर आप इच्छुक हैं तो उसमें एक हम लेख प्रकाशित कर सकते हैं इस वीडियो के आधार पर कि आप ये काम कर रही हैं। और इसका वही बेसिकली उस मैसेज को आगे बढ़ाने की बात है। तो उस मैसेज को फिर आसान हो जाता है आगे बढ़ाना। और टू रीच पीपल इट बिकम्स इजियर, एंड the social media and internet is the easiest way to reach. And again, I'm sure Robinhood also uses social media, and because of social power of social media, they have been able to do so much. और पर्सनली मैंने भी काफ़ी चीज़ें जो की हैं सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से ही, काफ़ी लोगों को लोकली यहाँ कनेक्ट किया। वो पावर ऑफ सोशल मीडिया ही है जो
Right.
लोगों को एक दूसरे से जोड़ रही है। तो बहुत लोग क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं सोशल मीडिया का, लेकिन देखिए अगर आप अच्छा यूज करना चाहें सोशल मीडिया का तो वो भी हो सकता है।
Yes, absolutely. वो कोई ना कोई तो रहेगा ही। एक नेगेटिव कमेंट तो आपको मिलने ही वाली है
जी।
out of 100. So I'm ready with that. I have already got that one, and I guess probably I'm just going to ignore when there are 99 supporters with me. So
हाँ, नहीं नहीं, आपको अच्छी चीजें सुननी है, बाकी तो फिल्टर करना है। तो मेरे ख्याल से हमने सारा कुछ कवर कर लिया है। अंत में अपनी ओर से कुछ और ऐड करना चाहती हैं आप?
यही कि जितना हम लोग those underprivileged people को हम लोग help कर सके, we just want to help them each and every way, not only with used clothes or food. There are so many other things, as I said, like cataract operations आएगा, Diwali sweets आएगी. Every occasion has got their own things to do, right? कि किसी के घर पे दिया भी नहीं था तो दिया भी उन लोगों को बेच दिया गया कि चलो दिया ले लो, आप भी नए दिए खरीद लो, लाइटिंग कर लो आपके घर पे। सो देयर आर डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स, डिफरेंट चीजें होती है जो उनके घर पे चाहिए, राशन चाहिए उन लोगों को, बहुत सारी ऐसी है जो हम लोग उनको हेल्प कर सकते हैं। सो इफ आई गेट द सपोर्ट फ्रॉम आवर कम्युनिटी दैट वुड बी ग्रेट।
तो अगर किसी को रीच आउट करना हो आपको, तो आपको कर सकते हैं, आपके कुछ कांटेक्ट हैं जो शेयर कर सकते हो आप? या फिर अगर कोई डायरेक्टली किसी और सिटी से आता है, उसको लगता है कि मैं ही अपनी सिटी में, वो डायरेक्ट कुछ करना चाहते हैं या डायरेक्ट कनेक्ट करना चाहते हैं, तो कैसे कर सकते हैं?
मेरे पास वो सारे व्हाट्सएप के कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर्स है, वो रॉबिनहुड वॉलंटियर्स के, जहां जहां पर भी उन लोगों को चाहिए मैंने उनके सारे नंबर्स मैं उनको भेज सकती हूँ। दे कैन कनेक्ट विद देम डायरेक्टली इफ दे वांट। दे
ओके।
हैव देयर ओन व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप। इफ यू से बॉम्बे, बॉम्बे का पूरा एक उनका व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है।
ओह अच्छा। तो
uh,
आपको रीच आउट करना हो तो कैसे करें?
मुझे रीच आउट करना है तो मेरा व्हाट्सएप नंबर है, आई मीन माय सेल नंबर है 6043187520, or maybe they can connect me on my email address preeti.juthani@gmail.com, and I'll spell out, it is preeti.juthani@gmail.com.
और ये कांटेक्ट हम अपने वेबसाइट पे भी डाल सकते हैं?
डाल सकते हैं आप।
ठीक है, ठीक है प्रीति जी। अगर कुछ और जानकारी आपसे चाहिए होगी तो मैं आपको कनेक्ट करूंगा, और फिर विल रीच आउट टू द कम्युनिटी। एंड आप मुझे, अगर आप फंडरेजर अगर कर पाती हैं तो वो भी कर लीजिए, हम उसमें वो भी ऐड कर लेंगे।
ठीक है।
तो दैट विल मेक मेक इट लिटिल बिट इजियर। तो थैंक यू फॉर शेयरिंग ऑल दिस इंफॉर्मेशन। आप बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही हैं, और अपॉर्चुनिटी मैं तो कहता हूँ कि हम सब के लिए, या जो भी कुछ करना चाहता है, हम सब के लिए एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है टू गिव बैक, टू गिव बैक टू अवर रूट्स, टू गिव बैक टू द कंट्री ऑफ आवर ओरिजिन। क्योंकि हम जितने मर्जी दिन यहाँ रहें, हमारा ओरिजिन तो वही रहेगा, और जो हेरिटेज है वही रहेगी। तो उसको अगर हम उसमें कुछ भी सहायता कर पाएँ, ये उनके लिए नहीं है, ये हमारे लिए है। क्योंकि करने के बाद जो मिलता कुछ नहीं है, लेकिन जो जो आपको वापस मिलता है वो मिलता है पीस ऑफ माइंड, और एक फुलफिलनेस जो मिलती है, वो कुछ और करके नहीं मिलती है, वो किसी को सहारा दे के मिलती है। तो इसलिए वो हम अपनी लिए ही कर रहे हैं एक तरह से।
एग्जैक्टली हम अपने लिए तो नहीं कर रहे हैं। और उसमें एक और भी मैं ऐड करना चाहूंगी कि अगर कोई भी इंडिया जा रहा है तो एक दो या एटलीस्ट 1 to 5 kg ऑफ यूज्ड क्लोथ्स, ना ही कि मेरे पास से वो लेके जाए, लेकिन खुद के अपने लेके जाए। हम लोग बहुत सारी गिफ्ट वगैरह वो तो सब कुछ लेकर ही जाते हैं, पूरा भर देते हैं अपना बैग, राइट? लेकिन कुछ क्लोथ्स अगर लेकर गए वहां पर, they can contact me. I can get the volunteers come and pick that up from their residence. They do not have to go anywhere to distribute if they do not have time. But
और जिस भी सिटी में हो वो कुछ एक्स्ट्रा कपड़े ले जाएं और वो अपने साथ ले जाएं, और आप उस सिटी के वॉलंटियर का नंबर आपसे ले लें और उनके घर से वो सब कपड़े पिक हो जाएंगे। ये तो बहुत ही अच्छा काम है और आसान काम है।
बहुत ही आसान काम है, उनको कुछ भी करना नहीं है, ना तो पैसे इन्वेस्ट करने हैं, ना कुछ टाइम इन्वेस्ट करना है। वॉलंटियर वहां पे ग्राउंड पे काम कर लेंगे, उनको सिर्फ यहाँ से वो बैग लेकर जाना है, वो भी उठाना नहीं है। सो इफ दे कैन डू दैट वुड बी ग्रेट। मेरे
वेरी
लिए,
नाइस,
वो बच्चों के लिए, वो ऑल दोज पीपल ऑन द स्ट्रीट्स हु आर लिविंग विदाउट द क्लोथ्स।
वेरी नाइस। ठीक है, ठीक है प्रीति जी,
थैंक यू।
अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके।
मुझे भी
फिर से
बहुत अच्छा लगा
फिर,
नीरज। यस,
फिर जुड़ते हैं। मैं आपको बताऊंगा वो इवेंट के ऑर्गेनाइजर अगर एग्री करते हैं तो।
एब्सोल्युटली, थैंक यू सो मच। और आप
चलिए,
पीसी में आने वाले हैं दिस सैटरडे?
इस सैटरडे कहाँ पर?
There is another event on Saturday, GSBC and V4U or something, which is
अच्छा नहीं, मैं एक ट्राई सिटी में एक दिवाली इवेंट हो रहा है तो मैं ऑलरेडी वहाँ कमिट कर चुका हूँ।
okay. Okay,
आई विल बी गोइंग देयर।
okay, no problem. Maybe next time कोई और event में साथ में।
बिल्कुल।
ठीक है।
चलिए मिलते हैं।
Okay,
ओके,
thank you so
टेक
much.
केयर। नो प्रॉब्लम, गुड नाइट।
Good night.